Imagine you've been sitting in class for hours on end without any movement or exercise. Your teacher's telling you to sit still, be quiet, and pay attention. But for you, this feels impossible. Your body is exhausted, you're filled with anxiety and stress. You don't know what to do. Well, today we're going to be talking about ADHD and the effects it has on students. I chose to research about this topic because according to CDC, an estimated 7 million students in the US are affected by ADHD day to day. Whether you have ADHD or you don't, learning about ADHD can help create a more positive learning environment for you and your peers. So today I'm going to be informing you about what ADHD is, how it affects students in school, and different ways that you can support your peers. To start off, let's talk about what ADHD is. ADHD, or also known as attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, is a developmental disorder that may affect one's ability to regulate their attention, activity levels, and impulses. According to Henning, there are 3 different types of ADHD. The first type is inattentive type. Students with the inattentive type may struggle paying attention and listening to long directions. Next is the hyperactive type. Students with the hyperactive type of ADHD may blur out or interrupt others. Lastly is the combined type. Students with this type of ADHD may struggle with both symptoms earlier described. This is the worst type of ADHD. Now that we know all 3 types of ADHD and what ADHD is, let's move on to how it affects students academically, socially, and even emotionally. ADHD may affect students academically because they can't complete assignments. Not because they're not smart enough to or good enough to, but because they struggle focusing and paying attention for long periods of time. According to the National Institute of Mental Health, students with ADHD often struggle with organization and time management. Because of this, it's hard to meet deadlines or goals, which may often result in lower grades than they know they can achieve. Next is socially. Students may be affected socially if they have ADHD because they often blurt out and interrupt others. Although they don't mean to be rude, students and teachers can often misinterpret this as them being rude, which may make it hard to maintain and get a friend. Lastly is emotionally. Students with ADHD may be affected emotionally because they are often faced with low self-esteem, especially from school. When faced with repeated academic struggles, it may lead them to think that they aren't as good or as smart as others, which is not true. Another way ADHD might affect their emotional state is if they're repeatedly corrected on the same behavior and action, because this can result in frustration, anger, and sadness. Although ADHD comes with many struggles, there are many ways to support your classmates. Let's look into some. One helpful strategy is classroom accommodation. For example, if a student does a good behavior or meets a goal or a deadline, give them a positive reward, as in doing so will encourage them to keep meeting these deadlines and goals. Another helpful classroom accommodation is teaching them organization and time management, as in doing so can help keep grades up and meet goals. One other strategy is communication. Communication is a big part of ADHD students. Communicating them when you're going to make a big classroom change or routine change can result in negating a lot of stress and anxiety, as that happens a lot with ADHD students. Also, remember, since ADHD is hard on emotions, giving them positive reinforcement can help keep their emotions high and positive. Lastly, structured support is huge with ADHD students. Teachers should work with guidance counselors, parents, and even special education teachers to help create routines that match the student's needs. Also, teaching the student stress and anxiety relievers can help a lot. A couple examples are tensing your muscles and untensing your muscles, or deep breaths. Even though ADHD comes with many struggles, there are many different ways to help out. All in all, today I have told you what ADHD is, how it affects students academically, socially, and even emotionally, and different ways that you can help out. If you take anything from my speech today, I hope you learned that ADHD has many struggles, but with the right accommodations, you can create a better learning environment for you and your classmates. Thank you.